So this guy is certainly the most eye-catching character in the Black Myth Wukong trailer. He left lots of questions, such as how is this guy still moving without his head? Well, magic. But seriously, it's actually a spell people can learn in the original story. It was mentioned by Wukong himself in chapter 46. So basically, with this spell, the character will not die immediately upon losing their head. With the spell, the cut will not bleed, and the person can cast using
ventriloquism.
Then the head will come back. That's why this headless guy can still move without his head. But who is this guy? There are two characters from the original story the community have speculated. One of the Dragon Lord, or one of the Buddha. There's a Lord of Dragon who lost his head at the very beginning of the original story. I mentioned him in the previous video. However, there's a counter-argument. The dressing of this guy is typical monk dressing with rosary, and that does not match the Taoism faction style where the Lord of Dragon belongs to. And here's the example for comparison. We'll talk about factions in the future. The rosary is a necklace made of wooden boluses. The number of boluses indicating the level of the monk in the temple. Usually there are 14, 21, 42, 54, at 108 at the top as the indicator of the highest cultivation. This character dressing is typical monk style, and here is a real-life example. We can gather more information about this character from the map. The most recent trailer that this character shows up and sitting at is the desert map. In the original novel, there's a villain who can cause this type of desertification, the yellow weasel monster, who got his power by stealing Buddha's enchanted lamp oil. He is capable of making disaster level of sandstorm, which caused quite a trouble for Wukong as the sandstorm blinded his eyes. The villain eventually got taken care of by one of the Buddha. The Buddha was able to handle the villain because he has an artifact that counter all storms. This item was gifted to Wukong in later chapter and never returned. So potentially the Buddha has lost his ability to counter this villain. It's not a problem in the original story as the villain has already been captured. However, this leaves lots of room for game science to create a new story, such as a villain breaking out of jail and bring his revenge. So I'm guessing the weasel monster in his revenge decapitated the Buddha who captured him in the original story. The Buddha knows some kind of spell to keep himself alive and got away, but the villain kept his head. We have several minor details hinting at the villains are headhunting Buddhas. We saw several statues in the same map with Buddha's body but monster head, and the Tiger Vanguard mentions some kind of sacrifice for ritual. It has to be some kind of dark magic experiment going on at this level. In the next video, I'll talk about monsters in the desert map. There should be new contents dropped at TGA December 7th, potentially revealing another big boss. For more info and speculation, subscribe.